You know that meme of Nicolas Cage with a cage over his head that has bees in it that says, "Oh God, not the bees"? That came from a movie released in 2006 called The Wicker Man. It was a remake of a critically acclaimed movie of the same title from the 70s, which received a 90% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The 2006 remake, despite the casting of veteran actor Nicolas Cage, received a mere 15% and a 3.7 out of 10 stars on IMDb. After this movie's release, it was nominated for 5 Golden Raspberry Awards. The Razzies celebrates the worst in film, and The Wicker Man was nominated for Worst Picture, Worst Remake, Worst Actor, Worst Screen Couple, and Worst Screenplay. It was also nominated by the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards for Worst Actor, and it won for Worst Remake. Most people regard this as one of Nicolas Cage's worst performances of all time, a box office flop at its finest. However, I find it entertaining. The crazy off-the-wall acting and random hilarity of odd moments works for me. Its absurd plotlines and dialogue, in my opinion, redeem the whole movie, and I am not alone in my love for this movie and countless other bad ones. In fact, according to a study published in the journal Poetics titled "Enjoying Trash Films: Underlying Features, Viewing Stances, and Experiential Response Dimensions," I discovered that I am not at all alone in my love for bad movies. According to the study, an interest in quote-unquote bad movies is often linked to high intelligence. Kivan Sarkash, an academic involved in the study, explains, "At first glance, it seems paradoxical that someone should deliberately watch badly made, embarrassing, and sometimes even disturbing films, and take pleasure in them. But to such viewers, trash films appear as an interesting and welcome deviation from the mainstream fare. So, movies that are traditionally low-rated or classified as bad are actually fun to watch and can be mentally stimulating." Bad movies often have a cult following. Vox recently produced a video exploring why so many people keep watching the quote worst movie ever made, The Room. Co-author of The Disaster Artist, Tom Bissell, says that The Room is like a movie made by an alien who has never seen a movie but has had movies thoroughly explained to him. It is characterized by random dialogue and actions, and it has amassed a wide fan base. The Room falls into 2 categories. First, paracinema, which is defined as a wide variety of film genres out of the mainstream. This includes art film, horror films, sci-fi, etc. The Room is also characterized as a trash film. The criteria here are that it is low budget, amateurly produced, and non-mainstream. People are drawn to trash cinema because of its transgressive nature and subversion of mainstream standards. Basically, this means that it pushes the standards of social acceptability and it undermines the normalized institution of filmmaking. This leads viewers to yearn for more. It leads to cult following and obsessions with low-rated movies. It leads to the creation of fan art and fan works. I Love Bad Movies is a collaborative, self-published magazine celebrating films that have been deemed bad by the mainstream. Its second issue celebrated The Room and Grease 2 all at once. In movies like Sharknado, Snakes on a Plane, and Human Centipede, viewers love to engage in an ironic viewing. Social media has made this easier than ever. Viewers of bad movies can connect over Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, etc. This worked so well for Sharknado that it generated 5,000 tweets per minute and was practically the reason for the sequels and definitely the reason for its celebrity following. One of the primary genres of bad movies that people are often found to love is low-budget horror films. Elite Daily writer Alec McDonald said it well. "If I had to try to put my interest in trashy, low-budget horror movies into words, I'd likely say that when I watch a really bad horror movie, I feel like I'm in a fun conversation with the people who made it. And even if nothing novel or interesting goes down at all, watching these movies allows you to have fun while thinking about both the constraints themselves and how boldly and carelessly these movies try to do something with them." So, whether it be a bad Nicolas Cage movie, or White Chicks, or a horror movie that has less than 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, go forth and enjoy trash cinema.